Alright, here we go. Let me give you a brief explanation of what I want you to do today. We will be discussing angle relationships. And some of the terminology you've heard, you've seen the parallel lines with the transversal through it. So you know alternate interior, alternate exterior, corresponding and stuff. First thing I want you to do is define and sketch in your notebook complementary angles, supplementary angles, vertical angles, and adjacent angles. Just give an example of each one, write down the vocab word, and make sure you know what those are. Then your job will be to name the relationship for numbers 1 through 6 on this page. For number 1, you look at angles A and angle B and just tell me if they're complementary, supplementary, vertical, or adjacent. So label it 1 and then write the word. For number 2, do the same thing. Which one of those 4 words is that? 3, 4, 5, and 6, just do the same thing. The next thing I want you to do is define a few more things in your notebook: alternate interior angles, alternate exterior angles, and corresponding angles. I really want you guys to have that rock solid in your brains, so do that even if you already know what they are. Then we'll move on to the rest of the worksheet. For numbers 7, 8, 9, and 10, all you have to do is tell me if they're alternate interior angles, where the A and B are, corresponding angles, or alternate exterior. Those 4 problems I really think you should get correct. Then we'll move on to have to do a little bit of math for number 11 and 12. Determine what kind of angles they are, and then do what Mr. Skunky McHelperton wants you to do. Make sure you write the equation and solve for the missing variable. Both of these equations should be pretty simple ones to solve, so write the equation, solve it with your algebraic skills, and move on. There's a little reminder for you up at the top. Has nothing to do with the rest of this particular assignment. For number 13 and 14, Skunky McHelperton wants you to write the equations for number 13 and 14. Number 13 is a little bit more complicated, but if you think about it, and with that extra hint that I have there, you should do just fine. And number 14 is a pretty simple one, I hope, but I'll help as needed. And we're getting near the end. I think there's 18 total problems here. Again, just write the equations and solve the problems. Make sure you decide for number 16 if those are the same or different. We talked about acute and obtuse. Use that same strategy that we've been working on. Number 17, that is a complicated looking equation, but write the whole equation. And then the Skunky McHelperton helps you with the idea to combine the like terms after you write the equation. And it will be much smaller, much more simple to solve. But there's 3 terms there, and they'll total up to equal something. Make sure you get that equation right and ask for assistance as needed. And finally, number 18, a little bit simpler one than the last one. Maybe a tricky looking diagram, but the knowledge you have of those types of angles should make the equation very simple. Write that, solve it, and you'll know what x equals. And then you can celebrate a little bit. Like Gecko D. Anderson says, you've reached the end of the assignment. Thank you so much for your efforts.